Welcome to the 2021 CEO Summit Address and Awards presentation. Please welcome National League for Nursing President and CEO, Dr. Beverly Malone.
Good morning. Is it still morning? Good morning, colleagues. And I just wanted to start out by saying why I'm not wearing a mask up here. And it's because I'm all by myself. So I'm breathing in my own air. But I sure do appreciate the fact that you are wearing masks because you're so many of you. Thank you very much. And that you're with each other. And when I'm with you, you will find a mask on me too. Thank you for joining us in person. In person. Did I say in person? This year for the NLN Education Summit, our theme is Leading and Teaching Beyond Resilience. And colleagues, I know it has taken a lot of leadership and resilience for all of us to make our way through this pandemic. As we all know, many clinicians faced burnout, stress, anxiety, depression, substance use, and in some cases, colleagues, suicidal thoughts, even before the COVID-19 pandemic hit us. COVID-19 has presented clinicians with even greater workplace hardships and burdens that have led to worsening levels of burnout and related mental health concerns. So it is vital for all of us to demonstrate personal leadership and resilience so we can support and lift up our fellow nurses who need all the help they can get during these challenging times. First, let me focus on leading. As nurse educators, we are all leaders in the nursing community. Without us, after all, there would literally not be more nurses. As nursing leaders, we share of our time, expertise, and mentorship to aspiring nurses. This has been even more vital during a pandemic, the likes of which we have not seen in over 100 years. Your efforts and those of your colleagues have literally saved thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of lives of our fellow Americans, often under very difficult and challenging circumstances. Nursing education keeps the pipeline of new nurses flowing who are vitally needed to serving communities across America. Without us pulling together in this time of great need, many more lives would have sadly been lost. There's also the personal leadership we show just in our everyday habits to help protect everyone's health, including your own. The simple act of wearing a mask saves lives. Maintaining social distancing saves lives. And getting vaccinated saves lives. The COVID-19 pandemic provided an unprecedented challenge to the National League for Nursing as well. Building on our efforts in 2020, the NLN provided leadership in several new initiatives. And these were also not by ourselves. These were collaborations to ensure that nursing students could continue with their studies and graduate on time. For example, the new NLN and question mark online assessment has made possible secure, valid, and reliable data for programs to evaluate the strength of any given candidate's application, pinpoint potential areas for remediation, and effectively track students' progress once admitted. The NLN also introduced a new exam series, the Health Occupations Placement Exam, or HOPE, also available from the NLN's assessment services, which introduced 3 distinct placement tests: verbal ability, mathematics, and science, whose primary purpose is to facilitate placement decisions and highlight gaps in skills or knowledge. Schools may recommend that applicants sit for 1, 2, or all 3 exams in the series based on a specific program's admission requirements or a holistic review of a student's academic background. As part of the effort to promote vaccination, the NLN funded a public service campaign that started in January called Nurse Educators Combat COVID-19 Vaccine Myths. The campaign promoted the necessity of COVID-19 vaccines, highlighted how vaccines work, and emphasized the importance of vaccination in medically underserved Black, Latino, and Native American communities. The NLN also worked with our other nursing association colleagues. We worked with the American Association of College of Nursing to advocate for the resources needed to ensure that their constituents were well prepared to administer vaccine and effectively deployed to protect local communities and vulnerable populations from this public health threat. As a leader in the Tri-Council for Nursing, an alliance of 5 autonomous nursing organizations, each focused on leadership for education, practice, and regulation, that's the Tri-Council. The NLN was instrumental in the publication of the Tri-Council's in-depth report, Transforming Together: Implications and Opportunities from the COVID-19 Pandemic for Nursing Education, Practice, and Regulation, which details the blueprint for action in response to the COVID-19 pandemic that spans care settings, educational environments, regulatory agencies, and policy reforms. Over the summer, the NLN released a new vision statement on the equitable determinants of access to vaccine distribution and vaccinations for all, which examines intersecting cultural, economic, and social realities that historically have conspired to prevent Black and Hispanic people, as well as other people of color, from having equitable access to quality health care. And the League has joined more than 50 medical and healthcare associations in supporting COVID-19 vaccine mandates for all workers in health and long-term care. Now a time for teaching. In the wake of social justice issues that came to the forefront of America's conscience in the past year, leadership has been required on issues of diversity, equity, and inclusion. I am very proud to say that NLN has been a leader on these issues this year. One of our biggest initiatives has been working with Walden University to create the Institute for Social Determinants of Health and Social Change, which represents a 5-year commitment to support professional development for nurse educators and interprofessional colleagues so they can, number 1, become leaders and catalysts of social change. Number 2, cultivate appropriate leadership competencies to integrate social change into their programs. Number 3, incorporate social determinants of health into their practice or their curricula across graduate, undergraduate, and graduate programs. And number 4, engage in research and other scholarly activities related to social determinants of health and social change with a view toward broad dissemination. The inaugural health professionals competitively selected for the new institute will participate in a year-long interprofessional leadership academy for social change. The program consists of focused activities that will instill a visceral and conceptual understanding of health inequities and disparities through social determinants of health. These activities will include experiential exercises such as role-playing, webinars, live interactive group calls, an intensive leadership retreat, and of course, the annual NLN Education Summit. The 5-year timeline for the Institute will culminate in a 2-day interprofessional conference on social determinants of health and social change. The conference will highlight the Institute's accomplishments, present research, and innovations in social determinants of health and social change to health professionals from nursing education and practice, public health, social work, and mental health. The NLN also coordinated with leaders of AMN, healthcare, and Elsevier nursing and health education to establish the Taking Aim initiative. It covers structural racism, diversity, equity, inclusion, implicit bias, and social justice, which will enhance the preparation of nursing graduates at all levels of higher education to provide safe, high-quality care to patients, families, and communities at risk. The Taking Aim initiative will produce a year-long series of webinars and interactive workshops and online resources developed and presented by thought leaders and scholars in nursing education through the NLN Institute for Diversity and Global Initiatives and housed in the Center for Transformational Leadership. This endeavor will, first of all, enable nurse educators to become better informed about the impact of structural racism, diversity and inclusion, and equity on nursing education. Secondly, address the impact of structural racism on social determinants of health. Number 3, create a forum for nurse educators to openly dialogue about sensitive issues of bias and racism in nursing education and healthcare. Number 4, offer strategies for classroom and clinical instruction to best prepare new nurses to encounter and diffuse structural racism on the job. The first 2 of 4 webinars included Drs. Kenya Beard, Associate Professor of Chamberlain University, facilitating the introductory and follow-up webinars, and Dr. Cynthia Clark, founder of Civility Matters, leading a session on civility in the healthcare environment. Both Drs. Beard and Clark are respected scholars, known as powerful advocates for diversity and inclusion in nursing and nursing education. I'm also proud to say that baccalaureate nursing programs have received support from the NLN through an intensive professional development project called Advancing Historically Black Colleges and university schools of nursing through innovation in technology and teaching excellence. After seeding the program in 2020, the Elsevier Foundation has provided a generous grant of $100,000 for the 2021 to 22 academic years. The project combines coaching in teaching excellence with high-level instruction in the use of state-of-the-art technology in academic and clinical nursing education. 40 carefully selected faculty members from 5 historically Black universities, schools of nursing, known as HBCUs, Hampton University, North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. And by the way, I used to be dean there, so it's a special shout out to North Carolina A&T. Winston-Salem State University and Tuskegee University. These schools will form the second cohort for this ambitious endeavor during the 2021 and 2022 academic year. And as part of our commitment to addressing the needs of diverse communities across America, the NLN expanded the Advancing Care Excellence, or ACE, series thanks to a Hearst Foundation's grant to develop and offer free technology-rich, classroom-ready resources to teach special healthcare needs of the LGBTQ+ community. Nurse educators will have access to tools to prepare the current and future nursing workforce, to overcome barriers and provide appropriate patient-centered, culturally sensitive care to our LGBTQ+ patients. ACE+, this latest entry in the ACES series, builds on the successful model of free, evidence-based, classroom-ready resources adaptable to all levels of higher education and nursing. Colleagues, nursing students will be looking to you as leaders to continue the conversation on the inequities in our country and the diverse needs of those we serve. How we respond will make all the difference in the development of nursing students' lives and their careers. We need to engage students in dialogue that is important as well as respectful. I hope that as you discuss issues of diversity, equity, and inclusion going forward, you will look to the NLN for support. Remember that our definition of diversity, one of the NLN core values, concludes with these words: differences affect innovation. So we must work to understand both ourselves and one another. And by acknowledging the legitimacy of all of us, we move beyond tolerance to celebrating the richness that differences bring forth. I am sure you will want to use the NLN Diversity and Inclusion Toolkit at nln.org as you work to develop a culture of inclusivity on your campus. The NLN has many resources and educational events that can help you develop your leadership skills. Finally, I've talked about leadership. Colleagues, now I want to talk about resilience and beyond. First, I want to acknowledge that when the pandemic began, We saw a surge in applications to nursing schools and programs. What a wonderful testament to the impulse to help and nurture others. At the same time, we also need to focus on retaining and sustaining the nurses we educate, especially since what clinical nurses have been telling us is less than encouraging. About a year after the start of the pandemic, the National Academy of Medicine, used to be known as IOM, Action Collaborative on Clinician Well-Being and Resilience, reached out to clinicians in their network on the effects of the pandemic on their personal and professional lives, as well as creative solutions implemented by healthcare organizations to better support their workforce. I am part of that initiative. The following major themes were identified. First of all, clinicians experience trauma and burnouts specifically related to COVID-19 on top of existing large-scale system pressures and alarming stress levels among the healthcare workforce. Number two, the manifestation of burnout varied across clinicians, ranging from depression to anxiety to moral distress. Number three, healthcare workers were not immune to the impacts of COVID-19 in their professional or personal lives and expressed frustrations with the lack of opportunities to connect with their peers and succeed in their roles. Number four, efforts made by hospitals and other healthcare organizations to address burnout were generally viewed positively, but clinicians who did not feel supported expressed their desire for more interventions by their organizations. Number five, clinicians expressed the need for burnout interventions implemented during COVID-19 to continue after the pandemic. Number six, this one I would like to add, this is not part of their report. The constant awareness of being exposed on a daily basis to the virus was there, and our potential to becoming personally ill with the disease or serving as a carrier to bring it home to family or to our community was always there in the back of our colleagues' minds. These are important findings for us to consider as we prepare nursing students for a significantly changed healthcare landscape than the one that they expected to enter just 18 months ago. Additionally, we know that factors affecting clinician well-being and resilience can affect nursing students. Indeed, they can affect us as nurse educators, and did. These factors can include external ones, such as sociocultural factors like discrimination, overt and unconscious bias, as well as the social determinants of health. The regulatory, business, and payer environment, including accreditation, assessments, and quality ratings, along with licensure and certification, and national and state policies and practices. And the learning practice environment, our clinical settings, which can include curriculum, mentorship, the physical learning and practice conditions, which is especially important in the time of COVID, and student affairs policies. Meanwhile, We have to consider not just those factors, but also internal factors, like the healthcare role, especially learning and career stage and student and teacher responsibilities. Personal factors, including inclusion and connectivity, level of engagement, the ability to find purpose in your work, and personal values, ethics, and morals. I remember saying, every morning I wake up, I know why I was here on this earth. And that is such a wonderful feeling, being a nurse, knowing exactly what your mission is. It's to save lives. And our colleagues have been facing, and our students and our nurse educators, that question mark. Then there's skills and abilities, such as clinical competency and level of experience, coping skills, empathy. That's an important one. And management and leadership. And finally, the ability to ask for help from others. We're so strong. We are so into the superwoman, superman pathology. Did I call Superman with some pathology? Yes, I did. This includes, you've got to do some things about taking rest, time away from the stressor, and counseling or therapy. And I just want to give a personal recommendation from all the psych nurses in the audience. Therapy is a good thing. Consider it your bubble bath. There's something very special about opening yourself up to say, it's not that I'm being labeled, it's just that therapy is a good thing. In the best of times, therapy is good, and in the worst of times, it's necessary. All of these factors, along with many others, shape our ability to be resilient when tackling day-to-day challenges, let alone a once-in-a-century pandemic. Let us get a grip. Only by understanding these factors and how they interconnect and impact us can we truly thrive in our careers while supporting the healthcare needs of those we ultimately serve. Colleagues, while nurse educators, our students, and those on the front lines have shown great resilience during this pandemic, we need to help each other and ourselves get beyond resilience with the leading and teaching we demonstrate in our daily lives. So I'm kind of suggesting that you don't have to be a model of resilience all the time. Every now and then, just have a good collapse. And when we have a good collapse, there will be colleagues there to help us regain our strength. That's who we are. We help each other. We know that it should be a time for each of us to have our own private or personal collapse. And I'm looking for, when Bev Malone has her collapse, I'm looking for my colleagues to say, she deserves a collapse. You know, that woman hasn't collapsed in a while. Let her really enjoy that collapse. Oh, go around her. She's collapsing right now. While these have indeed been dark days, nursing has a rich and vibrant history of leaders, just like you, who have stepped up to meet the unique challenge of the times in which they've lived. It remains for me such a great honor to know that nursing is the most trusted profession in the United States year after year, according to Gallup. We join the people that we serve from the cradle to the grave in teaching our students to provide the utmost in care to those we are honored to serve. As faculty, and I dare say to call myself a part of faculty, I taught at the University of Cincinnati quite a few years ago. We are the teachers, we are the leaders, and we demonstrate resilience and go beyond it when meeting today's challenges. Let us face those challenges together. Thank you all very much for being leaders, for being teachers, and for being resilient. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much, Bev. Now, let me ask you, show of hands, how many of you would like to follow Bev as the next speaker? I see no hands, and so I personally would like to collapse right now, but I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to do that, which is why I have the great honor of introducing the second recipient of this year's Presidential Award on behalf of the National League for Nursing. Our second President's Award honoree is Brother Ignatius Perkins. Yes. Brother Ignatius Perkins is Professor Emeritus in the School of Nursing, Spalding University, Louisville, Kentucky. Long experienced in nursing practice, education, research, and in healthcare ethics, in leadership and services, in schools of nursing and other professional organizations in nursing. Brother Perkins is well published in nursing and healthcare ethics. He is known for his commitment for helping individuals, students, patients, educators, administrators, clinicians, congregations of men and women, and vulnerable members of society in protecting and promoting their dignity, freedom, and in promoting human flourishing, employing what he defines as the trilogy of healthcare. He completed a National Institutes of Health Fellowship in primary care and clinical bioethics at the Center for Clinical Bioethics under the mentorship of Dr. Pellegrino. It was during this fellowship that he conducted a seminal qualitative research study on attributed personhood among homeless persons living with AIDS and their caregivers. According to Dr. Pellegrino, this was the first study ever conducted that employed the healing relationship model as its conceptual framework. In 2019, he was appointed as an affiliated scholar in the Pellegrino Center for Clinical Bioethics and senior editor of the soon-to-be-published Towards a Theology of Hope and Healing of the work of Edmund D. Pellegrino, MD, MACP, physician, philosopher, healer, 1920 to 2013. As an exceptional member of the NLN, we all clapped for him immediately, for nearly 50 years. Brother Perkins has served as a member of the Board of Governors, a reaccreditation and accreditation site visitor, and on the NLN CNEA and in many, many other ways. Please join me in welcoming Brother Ignatius Perkins.
Good morning, everyone. As a member of the National League for Nursing, now reaching a half a century, it is indeed an extraordinary privilege to accept the President's Award for 2021. Thank you, Dr. Yoder Wise, Dr. Malone, and the NLN Board of Governors for this distinguished honor. These years of association with the National League for Nursing have meant a great deal to me. My personal and professional development has been and continues to be influenced by the privilege of collaborating with you, my NLN colleagues, some now with their creator, others distant from this summit, and all of you present here today. The seminal and virtuous character of the clinician of the NLN is captured in its mission and core values, which in a dynamic and persistent manner with the extraordinary leadership, continues to advance the health of our nation and the global community. NLN's mission and core values are simply not listed in written form in NLN documents. Rather, they are the living, breathing, and ineradicable values that with courage and vision and daring ingenuity are embraced by each of us, shared with our colleagues, embedded in the learning outcomes of our students, and brought by our graduates to the sick, the well, the vulnerable, and the valued in our midst, those living on the margins of our communities in deafening anonymity, all victims of discrimination and human trafficking, all seeking hope and healing and an enduring peace. I would like also to take this opportunity to affirm NLN's enduring prophetic vision, initially conceived in 1893, embracing the challenges of today and those yet to be known to us in our future through the application of NLN's core values. When our core values were first articulated some years ago, little did we anticipate the urgent needs that we are experiencing today in our world and how these values are now seen as powerful and enduring instruments for responding to the threats to the dignity, freedom, and human flourishing of all persons in our global communities. In receiving the 2021 President's Award, I wish to acknowledge that through these many years, you, my colleagues of the NLN, have helped form me as a person, as a nurse, a healer, an educator, a listening presence, an ethicist, and even as a Dominican friar. Let there be no doubt you helped me become what I am now and will continue to become in the future. The President's Award is as much about celebrating the 128 years of human caring through nursing as captured in the mission and core values of the League as it is about me. Colleagues, consistent with our rich history, this is a defining moment for us. As prophets, risk takers, and leaders of the light of hope and healing, with courage, imagination, innovation, commitment, and daring ingenuity, let us continue to carry on together this extraordinary journey of human caring. Stay safe, be well, and continue to transform our world. Thank you very much.
Well, on behalf of the NLN board and the entire NLN family, again, brother, congratulations. We now move to the presentation of the 2021 I just have to stop and say, were those two great outstanding presidential awards this year? Wow. It gives something to every one of us to live up to. We now move to the presentation of the 2021 NLN Education Research Grants Awards. The NEP Article Awards and the NLN Foundation Scholarships, the NLN Home Instead Scholarships, and the NLN Constituent League Award. I will now turn this over to Dr. Susan Laprelle, Chair of NLN's Nursing Education Research Review Panel. Susan.
Good morning, everybody. It's very nice to see smiling faces. As you all know, one of the NLN's goals is to advance the science of nursing education by promoting evidence-based nursing education research and the scholarship of teaching. One of the most visible ways we meet this goal is through our Research Grants Program, an initiative of the NLN Chamberlain University Center for the Advancement of Science of Nursing Education. The grant awards are funded by the NLN and the NLN Foundation for Nursing Education. Over the past 20 years, the NLN Research Grants Program has funded more than 150 individual research projects, distributing over $1.4 million in research awards. We are very proud of the accomplishments of our previous awardees, and we look forward to the innovative research that the recipients of today will conduct. We now present awards that support 4 outstanding research proposals and 2 doctoral dissertation awards. But first, on behalf of the NLN, I would like to thank the members of the Nursing Education Research Review Panel and the NLN members who served as grant proposal reviewers this year. Thank you all so much for your efforts. So now it is my honor to present the 2021 NLN Research in Nursing Education grant recipients. I ask that each 2021 research grant principal investigator or their designee join me on stage as I call your name and read the title of your research study. Dr. Susan McBride, Laura Thomas, and Sharon Decker of the Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center School of Nursing have received the Dorothy Otto Research Award for their research project titled Competency Assessment in Simulation of Electronic Health Records CASE tool, a validated tool to evaluate EHR competency in simulations. Congratulations, Dr. McBride, who is accepting the award on behalf of her colleagues. And I actually think, oh, yes, thank you so much. We are grateful for the continuing impact of Dr. Otto's gift to the NLN. Next, Drs. Rhonda Schwint, Lori Posey, and Pearl Sho of the George Washington University School of Nursing and Dr. Deborah Johnson of the University of California, San Francisco have received the Ruth Donnelly Corcoran Research Award for their research project titled Impact of Simulation versus Case-Based Learning on Psychiatric Nurse Practitioner Students' Knowledge, Attitudes, Beliefs, and Behaviors Related to Mental Health Care for Transgender and Gender Diverse People. Congratulations, Dr. Schwint, Posey, Zhou, and Johnson. Their colleague, Dr. Majeda Elbana from George Washington University is on stage to receive the award in their place. The next award is presented to Drs. Thomas Van Hoof and E. Carol Polifrani of the University of Connecticut School of Nursing for their study titled A Scope and Review of Research in Nursing Education Focusing on Retrieval Practice, an Evidence-Based Strategy of the Science of Learning. Congratulations, Dr. Polifrani, who is here accepting the award. Dr. Brittany Brennan of the South Dakota State University doctoral program is the principal investigator for the research study, The Impact of Self-Efficacy-Based Pre-Briefing on Nursing Student Clinical Competency and Self-Efficacy in Simulation. She is the recipient of the Marianne Rizzolo Doctoral Research Award, which is awarded for dissertation or DNP research with a focus on simulation. Funds for this award are made possible from a generous gift from Dr. Marianne Rizzolo. Congratulations, Dr. Brennan. She is joined on stage by Dr. Rizzolo. Next, it is my pleasure to present the co-sponsored research grants for 2021. The first is for Sajine Bien-Ami, a doctoral candidate at Widener University who has received the NLN Sigma Foundation for Nursing Diane Billings Research Award. Her study is titled, The Effect of Same-Gender and Same-Race Coaching Interventions on the Resilience of Black Baccalaureate Nursing Students. We are most grateful for the partnership with the Sigma Foundation, which joins with the NLN to advance the science of nursing education. Funds for this award are made possible from the generous gift from Dr. Diane Billings. Congratulations, Sajine. Dr. Billings is on stage to accept the award on her behalf. And then our final research award has been made possible through a collaborative partnership with SNRS, the Southern Nursing Research Society, presented today by Charlene McNeil, SNRS Member at Large and Director of Communications. The award goes to Dr. Peggy Hill from the University of Central Florida Doctoral Program. Her study is titled Remembering to Resume, a randomized trial comparing combined interruption management training and simulation-based education to simulation-based education alone. We are grateful to SNRS for joining with the NLN to support this award, and congratulations, Dr. Hill. So once again, congratulations to these outstanding NLN research grant recipients. And I'm now happy to continue with the Nursing Education Perspectives Best Article Awards. The editorial board for the NLN Research Journal, Nursing Education Perspectives, offers a Best Article Award for the 3 categories of articles published during the previous year: primary research article, research brief, and innovation center article, Articles were selected based on the following criteria: significance to nursing education research, clarity and quality of writing, engaging writing style, sound conceptualization, depth and scope of research, and being forward-thinking and unique. Let me remind everyone that Nursing Education Perspectives is a benefit of NLN membership and may be found on the journal's website, which is neponline.net. Also on stage will be Dr. Barbara Patterson, editor of NEP. Here are the best article winners published in 2020. For the main research article category, congratulations to Lisa Woodley, who will join us on stage, and Lynn Llewellyn for their article, Acculturating into Nursing for Hispanic Latinx Baccalaureate Nursing Students, a Secondary Data Analysis, in the July-August issue. For the Innovation Center category, congratulations to Erlinda Zamora and Norma Martinez-Rogers for their article, Adelante, Moving Forward, an innovative program for nursing and pre-nursing students, published in the March-April issue. And finally, for the Research Briefs category, congratulations to Caitlin Wentworth, Lisette Dorfman, and Justine Tadeo for their article, Reactions of Nursing Students When Faced with Violations of the American Nurses Association Code of Ethics, published in the November-December issue. So please let's have a round of applause to congratulate the recipients of these awards. And now, it is my distinct honor to present the 2021 NLN Foundation for Nursing Education Scholarships. Dr. Patrick Robinson, Secretary of the Foundation, will join Drs. Yoder Wise and Malone on stage to present the scholarship awards. Each year, the NLN Foundation for Nursing Education offers scholarships of up to $8,000 to nurses pursuing advanced degrees to advance their careers as full-time nurse educators. In alignment with the NLN core values and mission, the Foundation encourages more experienced and ethically diverse nurses to pursue advanced degrees to prepare for full-time positions as nurse educators. Applicants are from accredited programs who have completed at least 1 year of their academic studies. The NLN is proud to be the only nursing member organization that provides scholarships specifically to nurse educators at all levels. This year, the NLN Foundation is pleased to recognize 11 outstanding scholarship recipients. They are Teresa Scaria from Pace University, Tai-Peng No, Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis. Deborah Halliday from Widener University. Those unable to join us today include Bunmi Ongunbe from Johns Hopkins University, Kendra Schmitz from Duville College, Abigail Hackenberger from the Pennsylvania State University, Sharon Jensen from the University of Hawaii at Hilo, Delia Meyer from the University of Texas Medical Branch at Galveston, Patricia Griffith from Villanova University, Candace Laney from Western Carolina University and the University of North Carolina, Charlotte, and Paula Koppel from Duke University. Congratulations again to our NLN Foundation for Nursing Education Scholarship recipients. We are confident that their work will have a major impact on nursing education in the years ahead. And for the third year in a row, the Foundation has partnered with Home Instead Senior Care to foster and promote geriatric education through a $10,000 scholarship fund for nursing students. These scholarships are known as the NLN Home Instead Scholarship Awards. We are pleased to announce that 6 scholarship winners were selected to prepare a competent nursing workforce to deliver the best care to older adults. Unable to join us today are Francisca Okafor from the University of North Carolina, Greensboro, Christy Chambers from North Central Texas College, Anise Woodard from North Central Texas College, Hannah Dolan from the University of Arizona, and Tiara Green from Madisonville Community College. Congratulations again to all of our scholarship recipients. We are most grateful to all of our members, the 2021 Centers of Excellence, the NLN Academy inductees, and the partners who donated to the NLN Foundation for Nursing Education in the past year who helped make these awards possible. This year, the Foundation was able to help 16 students. Our goal is to continue to increase the number of awards each year. Please consider giving to the NLN Foundation for Nursing Education today to help us reach our goal of funding 2 additional scholarship awards for next year. We also want to acknowledge Drs. Cole Edmondson and Patrick Robinson for their leadership on behalf of the Education Foundation for Nursing Education and the NLN. So thank you very much. And there are 2 more exciting awards for the NLN's constituent leagues. The Constituent League Excellence in Innovation Award recognizes a league that has successfully implemented one or more innovations to support the NLN's mission and goals. This year we have not had one, but two winning leagues. In addition to offering excellent programming opportunities to their members, the Arizona League for Nursing did an excellent job of pivoting their focus to COVID-19 and leading state discussions in the onset of the pandemic. The leadership of the Arizona League showed impressive poise and leadership involving collaborations with other organizations across the state. These efforts made significant difference in both recognition of and support for nursing and nurse educators in Arizona. Here to accept the award on behalf of the Arizona League for Nursing is Diane DeWitt and friends. Amid a pandemic, the Wisconsin League for Nursing experienced a year of immense growth in 2020. They also expanded their scholarship funding in 2020 to include two newly established sustaining scholarship funds and transition to virtual events. The League is focused on being the organization linking nurse educators across institutional borders, both in academia and in healthcare organizations in the state. Here to accept the award on behalf of the Arizona League for Nursing are Mary Jo Romelfinger and Katie Weiss. I think that would supposed to say Wisconsin League. Congratulations. Apologies on that. Next, the Constituent League Excellence in Leadership Award recognizes an individual volunteer who has demonstrated excellence in leadership, service, and commitment to the mission of a constituent league. Receiving the award this year is Dr. Cheryl Williams of the Massachusetts Rhode Island League for Nursing. Dr. Williams joined the Massachusetts Rhode Island League for Nursing Board of Directors in 2015 and became its president-elect for 2019-2020, and she tells me today she is now the president of the league. As president-elect, she fostered a collaboration with the Organization of Nurse Leaders Massachusetts and the Massachusetts Board of Registration in Nursing to strengthen the voice of nurse educators across the Commonwealth. Again, congratulations to Dr. Williams for this award. Oh, yeah. And Dr. Williams would like to recognize publicly her board of directors for the Massachusetts Rhode Island League. Want to do it?
That's great, thank you. Hello, I wanted to just recognize two members from Marlin are here today. Carol, can you stand up? And Judy Pelletier, please, you're here as well. Thank you so much. It's all about, I've come to know, I stand on giants, shoulders of giants, but it's all about uniting the forces within your area. All politics is local. And we have been working really passionately with the Organization of Nurse Leaders for practice side and bringing academics to them. It's really been incrementally incredible, the things that we've been able to do. And then our relationship then being stronger, and even working with Macon, the Massachusetts Association of Colleges of Nursing has also collaborated with us to improve board regulations that will benefit all our nursing students in our region. So please just get involved with them, unite. We can do this together. And I applaud Dr. Trotman, who's being here as well, for AACN. Thank you so much. And Dr. Orman, you rock. Thank you. Bye.
Oh, thank you, Susan. Please join me in one more round for all of these great recipients. Woo-hoo. Colleagues, I know you won't believe this. Next on our schedule, we have some open time. I can't believe that. There must be a mistake, but that's what it says. We have open time at 12:30 for the virtual exhibit hall, poster viewing, and networking in the lounge. So don't forget to visit all of those people online or directly there in the exhibit areas. The exhibits are open, posters are open, and lunch is served. Please support our exhibitors as you explore their resources and discuss options for active learning and advanced degrees. Then there are more concurrent sessions this afternoon after lunch. We hope you have a wonderful afternoon and evening. Thank you again, and let's give another round of applause to Dr. Malone for a great address this morning.